This is the 2026 BMW X7 XDrive 40i. Is it a great luxury 3-row SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're at Orr BMW in Shreveport, Louisiana to go over the particulars on this X7. If you want to know more, maybe come in and buy it. Check out the link down in the description of the video. Also, if you come in, make sure you ask for Emily Scott. She'll take good care of you. The exterior color is gray metallic and the interior is called Silverstone. Now we're going to have full LED lighting here on the front end. I'm going to hit the button right here on the remote to let you see what's going on as far as all of that goes. You can see that coming to life. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. You'll also have the LED turn signal indicators. And a lot of functionality here with the double kidney grille and our lower grille. You can see the front camera right here and quite a bit of gloss black, but I think it works really well on this particular model, especially with this exterior color. XDrive, for those that maybe aren't so familiar with BMWs, is going to mean all-wheel drive in BMW terminology. These are going to be the 22-inch wheels, and you will also find that we have every function that I know a lot of you want with the side view mirrors, including the turn signal indicators being built in. They're power adjustable. They're going to have blind spot monitoring. You're going to see the blind spot monitoring indicator right there. You will also find that they are going to be power folding side view mirrors. I push the button right here to do that. And here is your remote if you're curious to see everything that we have where that is concerned. Pretty easy to deal with. I like the design, something that's a little different from other remotes or key fobs, as some people like to call it out there. We will also have the roof rails up top. You can get the crossbars if you want them to increase your potential cargo capacity. There is also going to be a panoramic sunroof. We'll finish things off here with the rear roof spoiler and the rear window wiper. And contrary to popular belief, believe it or not, see that? Did you see what just happened right there? That was the turn signal indicator coming on. These actually have turn signal indicators built in. That means for those of you that have been hiding behind the belief that BMWs don't come with turn signals, I just told on you. Something I like about these BMWs is you'll notice that it says 2 times right here on the hood release. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull on that 2 times. And the advantage to that is you don't have to go looking for any kind of a release when you get to the hood right here, and you can actually just pull on it and open it up. Very convenient. I like that. Under the hood is the turbocharged 3-liter straight 6 that puts out a strong 375 horsepower and 398 pounds-feet of torque. When you think of BMW, it's all about performance. In fact, you'll have a balance of luxury and performance when it comes to a vehicle like this. And all of that's going to be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This is also a mild hybrid electric vehicle. We'll have a 48-volt battery. The 0 to 60 is going to be 5.6 seconds. And top speed on all-season tires will be a limited 130 miles per hour. If you go with the performance or summer tires, that number goes to 155 miles per hour. The X7 comes with a 21.9 gallon gas tank. Your MPGs come in at 20 miles per gallon city, 24 on the highway, and 22 combined. You can tow up to 7,500 pounds with the X7, and you will find that you have a hands-free power tailgate. There are multiple ways to open that, including the key fob, the button on the remote, the feature I just used by kicking my foot under the bumper, and you can also do that with a button on the interior. It has a split tailgate design, and so it makes it very easy. If you wanted to do some tailgating or just making it easier to load and offload things, you've got the space right here. Cargo capacity will range between 12.8 cubic feet at its lowest. When you lower the rear seats, the 3rd row, you're looking at 48.6 cubic feet. And then if you maximize everything, you're looking at 90.4 cubic feet. The cargo cover right here is removable to make things nice and easy as far as loading and offloading cargo. You will have your cargo area lighting on each side, and here are the controls for raising and lowering the seats themselves, making things very simple to deal with. There is also going to be a sunroof back here for 3rd row passengers, And while I don't have it open right now, there's also the panoramic sunroof. The shade is drawn forward. The rear doors are nice and wide, making it very easy for your passengers to gain access to and from the second and third row of seats. Nice comfortable armrest, plenty of padding belt built in right there. And we also have the door bins and all of your controls right here for your windows and your power shades. Now I'm going to raise the shade over there on the passenger side. As you can see right there, that's going to go in place. And as far as adjustability goes, for the second row seats, there is quite a bit built in, everything built into the side of the seats right here. And to gain access to the third row, we're just going to pull up on that, and then the seat will actually get out of the way. It does take a few seconds. As you can see, it is moving forward on the track, which, by the way, that is adjustable. So those seats can be moved back and forth to make it easier for your passengers to gain access to and from the third row. But before we hop back there, there is the panoramic sunroof with the shade drawn back and out of the way. That front portion will open. And there's actually a reasonable amount of space back here. Now, this can be increased or decreased depending on where the seats are located. Air conditioning vents built into the roof area, which in my opinion is the best because it's closer to the passengers as opposed to having it down here in this area. You will find that there is a USB port right here, a cup holder, and we'll also find climate control right here. We can control everything as far as the temperature goes back here in this third row area. And there are heated seats. Too bad they're not ventilated seats because we don't need heated seats today. Definitely don't. In Northwest Louisiana, it's over 100 degrees today, but that's just the way it goes. But you can see what's going on back here as far as this area goes, and it's very easy to get out of the third row. Just pull up on the release right there, and the seat will go ahead and get back up and out of the way. Like I say, you got to be a little patient with that. It takes a few seconds for this action to be completed. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is a shade for the rear sunroof, and that is controlled right here. And second row passengers will find the armrests built into these seats right here. Now, it's kind of an interesting thing as to how you adjust that, but something I have to highly commend BMW on. If you watch me regularly, you'll know that I don't like it when the armrest is short. However, BMW fixed that problem, and now there is enough room, at least in my case, to have my arm on there if we pull this area forward right here. Air conditioning vents, once again, located for your second row passengers. Now, this is going to be down on the center console, the rear of the center console. All of the adjustments are here as far as fan speed and temperature goes. And then we will also have the heated only seats. I'm really wishing they were ventilated. They are not. And 12-volt power outlet right there for connectivity, and a couple of USB ports. We'll also find a couple of cup holders right here, as well as some storage space via the rear seat pockets on the front seats. And one thing I forgot to tell you about earlier in the video, all four doors are going to be soft close, as you can see right there. You don't have to slam the doors shut. You can shut them nice and gentle like that, and they're going to close the rest of the way on their own. The sticker price is $96,585. Let's see what else you get for that price. Plenty of room within the glove box, and the nice large armrest and door bins here for the driver and passenger, and seat memory on the passenger side. That means you're also going to have that on the driver's side. Fully adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger, heated and ventilated. We will have lumbar support. That should be a given at this price point. You have quite a few things, including your lumbar adjustment. You can see what's happening on the screen right there as I adjust the lumbar in and then back out. And we can adjust things forward and backwards, and we can adjust the position of the seat back. Kind of nice to be able to actually show you something on the screen that's going on where that is concerned. There is a nice bright head-up display. It's likely not very bright on the screen right now, but it is there. And over here on the driver's side, you can see all of your different controls. You got everything for your seats and your windows and all that good stuff. It's all going to be here. And then you can control your lights right here, your exterior lighting. If you want to turn everything on, you can do that depending on what you want to do. You'll have that indicator right there that lets you know that it's on, or you can just leave it on auto. It just depends on your situation. Nice, comfortable steering wheel. And we will find our steering wheel mounted controls in addition to the shifter paddles here. And over here on the left-hand side, that control I was telling you about earlier that allows the BMW drivers to use their blinkers. I told you they were here. And over here, I can't say anything sarcastic about the control for the front and rear window wipers, but there it is. By the way, the steering wheel is tilt and telescopically adjustable. Here is the control for adjusting that. You can make all the changes you need to right there. And you can also make changes as to what you see on the center screen, depending on what you need to see. Here's what we do. All I'm doing is just running through everything right here with the scroll wheel. You can bring up your navigation if you want to. Whatever you need, it's here. There's a lot going on. You can just leave the speedometer up there. It's just up to you. And there are different things you can do. You can change the layout. You can even change the head-up display if you need to, if you want to make changes where that is concerned. But we're not going to worry too much about focusing on that right now. We're going to focus more on the center screen. I like the curvature that is built in, allowing that to be more driver focused. You can see that you also have navigation here as well. There's a lot going on with the screen. The one thing I do wish BMW had done differently with these X7s would be having physical controls for the air conditioning. Everything is built into the screen. Maybe for some people that's not a big deal. And you'll also come here to adjust the temperature of the seat. If you want to do that, you can turn on the heated seat here. I'm not going to do that today, but we're going to turn on the ventilated seats. Also the heated steering wheel. It would be nice to have a ventilated steering wheel one day. And everything here is very easy to deal with as far as getting to all of your different apps and seeing what you have going on here. You can adjust so many things. You can adjust the ambient lighting. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. All of that's going to be here, depending on what you need to do and what you need to see. Pretty simple to deal with as far as all of that goes. I'm not going to cover everything that's here, but you can see all of that. You've got your ambient lighting throughout the interior that is very nice. And you'll also have multiple camera views all over the X7, depending on what you need to see and where you need to see. You can make some changes where that is concerned. And you can even go into your car wash view right here if you want to. But it's easy to deal with. I love the overhead view and how easy that is to deal with. Depending on where you need to see, you can deal with that. It's just so simple. Very, very nice. A lot of technology here, but that doesn't mean that it's complicated or difficult to learn. If we want to bring up navigation once again, we can select right there. But everything is in the screen for the most part. You will have a few controls down here, control for the radio, and you can see what else is there. And right here, we can move that cover out of the way. You can see your wireless charging pad, more connectivity options. We also have another 12-volt power outlet right there. And you also have a nice little storage spot for the remote. Well, actually for the cup holders. It's not really for the remote, but you can see what's there. And this is your shifter. Pretty easy to deal with. You just put your foot on the brake, and then you can go into drive and neutral and reverse, all that, park right there. And you can see some of your other features that are here too. Your driving modes are going to be here. So here's what's going to happen on the screen depending on the driving mode that I go into. And our drive modes begin with comfort. So we're going to hit that button right there. We can also go to Eco, Pro, Individual. Now there are a few things you can change here depending on what you might want to do. And here's what we have with our Eco Pro setup, the different areas or aspects of the vehicle. Now, obviously, you can do the same thing with Sport. So if you want to do that, you can go into Sport Individual. We can also configure everything as you can see. So everything doesn't necessarily have to be set the same way. You can have Comfort or Sport, depending on what you want to do with your different driving options and different aspects of the vehicle. So a very nice setup. Now, for those of you who don't want to touch the screen, I hope I'm not driving anybody crazy by touching the screen. Well, you don't have to. You have the controls right here that allow for working your way through whatever it is you want to right there. And you also have this control right here that allows you to raise or lower the height of the X7. So depending on what it is you want to do, you just bring it up to where you see the blinking indicator in green right there, and it will raise or lower the X7. It just depends on your personal preference. And we also have our doors right here, a reasonable amount of space within the center console. One more thing I wanted to show you. If you're looking for your owner's manual, well, here it is right here, your driver's manual or owner's manual. Some people may call it either or, but this is where you're going to find everything. And you can see that you can go through your keyword search. You've got topics, quick reference. You can see what all is here, but depending on what you need, this is where you're going to find it. And something that I like here is that you don't just have to go looking for things to read. If you want video, guess what? You have that too.
BMW Intelligent Personal Assistant is a digital assistant that makes everyday driving easier in a variety of different...
As you would expect, you will find a very enjoyable driving experience. It's nice to have comfort, it's nice to have sport, depending on what kind of mood or situation you're in, and you can do whatever you need to. In sport mode, you can tell this X7 is just ready to get up and go and give you that fun driving experience that you want. Great handling. Sometimes you even forget you're driving an SUV because the handling is so good. It feels like this X7 is literally glued to the road. Gives you a lot of confidence in driving through the turns if you're having a difficult day and you want to go outside of the city limits and enjoy some driving outside in the country, outside of the city in the country, maybe taking some turns and having some fun. The X7 will not let you down where that is concerned. Great acceleration, as you can expect. Unfortunately, we're not going to do a big test on that today, but that's a good thing for those of you that may say, hey, Tom, I'm going to come in and buy that X7. I don't want you to drive it too hard when it's brand new, so we're not going to do that. But definitely having a very good time here. Easy to see out of. I like that. It's enjoyable to drive, and a very easy to manage brake and gas pedal. We'll get on it just a little bit here. Doesn't take much, and I tell you what, you get planted in the seat nicely, and I was barely at quarter throttle, if that much. Depending on your situation, like I say, you've got all your different driving modes, so you don't have to deal with dropping the pedal every time you drive. You can just drive and enjoy it. Comfortable ride quality, comfortable seats, all of that works very well together. The adjustability that's built into the seat for the driver and the steering wheel, it makes it possible for pretty much anybody of any height, unless you are outrageously tall or outrageously not so tall. You won't have any trouble adjusting things to where you can drive just fine. And not much of a cornering test. We don't want to go too crazy, but it definitely handled that with basically no body roll, very, very minimal, handling that little curve back there just fine. The thing that I like here is that the technology is not difficult to learn. The one thing I do wish was different, if anything, would be the fact that we need those physical controls for the air conditioning. But some people might say, you know what, Tom, that's not a big deal. I'm good without that. No big deal. And when you get stuck right here because of a train, well, guess what? You can go ahead and adjust the air conditioning very easily, which is exactly what I am about to do. And there it is, the 2026 BMW X7. Is it a great luxury three-row SUV option? Tell me what you think down in the comment section. I'm going to say that it is. There's so much going on here, but it depends on what your focus is. BMW is known for focusing on performance, but you also have the luxury here, all the great features and functionality, nice technology, and it looks modern. But the real question to be answered is, what do you think about that? Because I know some of you are going to agree, some of you aren't. Some people ask me why I don't answer that question. Well, mainly because it's up to you to take information presented in the video and answer it for yourself, which a lot of people are going to do that anyway, and that's how it's supposed to work. So tell me what you think. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at BMW for loaning me this X7 for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.